Okay, what's up? Okay. So this is the same day. Yeah, you can tell because I'm wearing the same clothes, right? And I still got like that bruise from that pimple that I popped on my nose. Too much information, sorry. Okay, so here, this video is just gonna be really quick. Uh, I am I'm terrible at scheduling, okay? I'm good at making plans, but at making an efficient schedule, I'm absolutely terrible. And I'm sure there's a lot of other musicians out there who don't know how to make a schedule that works for you. You can look up videos. I haven't even looked at videos yet about scheduling in music. I've heard a lot of people talk about, like at school, different professors, break up your time and blah blah blah. But how do you actually practically do it? Well, I don't know about y'all, but I get anxiety when I think about all the stuff that I need to fit into my life. Like, hey, how do I be a family man? How do I be? I'm not a dad, or like I'm not even in a relationship right now. But I mean, just like keeping in contact with your family, making sure you're making them feel loved. Your friends. Making sure you're spending time with people. Balance. Make sure you're getting time to eat, getting time to sleep, getting time to what I mean, not killing yourself. And yeah, I'm just terrible at it, guys. And I feel for all of my musicians out there who are students. I feel for all students, okay? Being a student is a lot of work, but we should be grateful that we're in school, right? Yeah, totally. So I'm starting my process right now, and I'm gonna let you know how it works. Okay, so quick things that I've tried in the past that didn't work. Here's my little paper that I have so far. I'm like super impatient, and there's a bunch of programs that you could use out there to like try and create, but sometimes I'm just like, oh, too much like internet, too much technology. I need to write something. I need something physical, right? Or like takes too long to figure out how to use some of these softwares, and you're just like, oh my gosh, there's people out there who are great at that. Bless your heart, okay? I'm not one of them. Or maybe I'm just impatient. Yeah, I'm probably just impatient. So yeah, so I'm writing it out right now, which is something I don't necessarily like doing, but I'm deciding to do it because I'm like, I just need to figure this out like quickly. It's like school's about to start. And I've got here, I've put in my classes so far, which is, I think, obviously something you have to put in. If you're paying money for school, okay, it needs to be a priority to get that done. More than your gigs, probably. I mean, I'm speaking from ignorance here, but I'm just thinking about this, and from other people I've said too. If you're paying for school, like, make that your priority. That's what you're doing right now at the moment. And all those things are secondary to this. Otherwise, you're wasting your money. What good is it for you to fail some class in school for music and then have like a great night gigging? Like, what? You're paying for it, so make it work, or else get out. Because that's what I think. I don't know, I may be wrong. Ignorant, right? So yeah, so here we go. So I'm putting this stuff in first, and then second, something that I don't want to do right now, I have to figure out the order of what is most important to me in life, because from what I've heard from people who are much older than me, and I mean much older than me, like people who are like 60, and like, I have a lot of friends who are older, and people who are just like slightly moved more far ahead than me in life. You have to figure out the order of what is most important to you and execute your life in a manner that shows that. Because if you don't get that right at any moment in your life, things aren't going to change. Things are going to get less busy. Things are going to get less demanding. And you're going to keep pushing off those things that are most important to you, and you will never get them in your life. You'll always feel torn apart, which is pretty much the basis of what I'm going through right now. It's like, oh, so I need to like figure out what that is. I'm going to try to write that in. And lastly, this is turning into a 5-minute video. Sorry. I need to figure out how to actually practically schedule in time to practice. What does that actually look like? How is it efficient? Because there's so many different parts of practice. And I don't know about you, but I get overwhelmed with like, well, I could stack this with this. I could do this at the same time. Musicianship, sight reading, because I'm a vocalist, right? Sight reading, voice, breath control, technique. There's different styles. There's repertoire that I gotta learn for school, and then on top of that, I'm a composer. How do I fit that in? What does that look like? Ideas come to you at midnight. Like, how are you supposed to schedule that in? Like when you have like that idea that's just like, it reminds me of that scene in Elf when they're talking about books. Or anyway, if you've seen that movie, you know what I'm talking about. And he's like, it's just like the guy, and he's like, you're South Pole Elf. Anyway, segue. You probably barely understand what I'm saying because I'm like muttering a whole bunch, but yeah. So I got to figure out those things. Got to figure out how do I do this practically? What does it look like for me? Because what works for other people does not necessarily work for me. And I've tried what other people do, and it's like, no. So I'm gonna get back to you on that. I'm gonna call this part one of figuring out how to schedule your life or your life as a musician. And I might epically fail, but if I do, then you guys will see that. And then you'll be like, I'm not gonna do that. That was terrible. You know, and then hopefully I won't do it again either, and we can learn together. So there you go. Good night.